Sean Ray on the track.
All right, welcome to the 23rd episode of the Creative Masterminds podcast.
Mike Jordan.
Yeah, 2-3 LBJ2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shout out to the
yeah.
Lakers. You know, I just like the colors. Anyway, welcome to the 23rd episode of the Creative Masterminds podcast.
Hey, Luka's cold too, though, for the Mavericks.
Luke Dunk kick.
Luka. Hey, man, he's
I
nice,
heard-
man.
I heard he's cold. I heard he's a good, worthy replacement of Dirk.
Yeah.
So,
If you compare when Dirk was a rookie,
Yeah.
to this dude when he's a rookie, he's a lot better.
Really?
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I need to check out some games. I've been like, in my rabbit hole creating each and every day. So I haven't really been like in the sports arena. I did check out the Cowboys game, the Cowboys L they took.
Yeah.
A part of me, I can't front. A part of me kind of was happy. Why? Because I was hurt by Jerry Jones and the fact that he want to run a slave ship over at the Cowboys plantation. So I was like, okay, that's what you get for this year. So I don't know. That was I had like a little minor hater. Just full disclosure. I know people in Dallas were really hyped and everything, but hey, I felt like, yeah. But anyway.
I feel you, man. Man, you gotta look at it how you look at it, and I know exactly what you're talking about because, like, why would he take that stance that he did and not really, have the back of, people that are leading his organization and all that money and all that? But it is what it is, man. It ain't nothing new under the sun. We already know where they coming from to an extent.
For sure. You'll
yeah.
still see me time to time in the Cowboy shirt, but I just had to take that one. I was like, yeah. But anyway. Creative Mastermind Podcast, 23rd episode. You have Sean Breeze in the house. You also have
Cast Thrive. What's happening?
Thrive in the house. Yeah, we are here, fully whatever. So, you already know how we do. We first talk about our week in review, and then we talk about our subject. And the subject for today is time management, which we will be practicing today for sure because Cass got to go in a minute. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Our week in review. What did you do this week, Cass?
This
Talk
week,
to the
man,
people.
or the past week, handle business, took care of the classes with the fitness, working out, staying fit. Also did some DJing, just handling business and staying focused, man, and definitely renewing the mind. I'm on that growth mindset, improve thyself tip. So was definitely on that. Dropped an episode of Cast Thrive, or Thrive Thursday, and that went well. So I'm gonna keep feeding y'all what I can, the content and material that I have. So I hope it blesses y'all. And that was pretty much it for the week for me.
Cool. Yeah, you got to applaud Cass for his consistency in the Cast Thrive and making sure that it's out each and every Thursday. Much respect for that.
Salute.
So for me, this week I've been working on this beat tape. We Are All Gods Volume 2. I know I just dropped Volume 1, last week or a week before last week. I'm already ready for Volume 2. The beats are done and complete. I just need to mix them and master them, of course. And so I've been working on mixing and mastering them. I've been looking at different tutorials about how to mix and master properly so I can get my skills up so I can become a better, producer overall. And I just been chilling in the cut, studying the game, chilling out with wifey, living life to the fullest.
Yeah.
And so that's the main thing, man. Just trying to stay focused and be as efficient and effective as possible because right now is crunch time. And so
Most definitely.
let's go ahead and talk about time management in regards to how powerful time management can be to making sure that you are a more effective person, that you're more efficient, that you're able to get things done in a timely manner, and also just making sure that with your time you want to be as wise as possible. You want to make sure that you're receiving as much information that will help progress you through life easier, that will help inspire you, that will help evolve you, I would say. Let's go ahead and talk about that, time management. And so do you want to go ahead and start and talk about how you manage your time, or do you want me to rock with it?
Sure. Time management, it's super important, and I always bring up the journaling and writing things down, but You definitely need to have kind of like a schedule, or definitely things that you need to get done like in place, like where you can jot it down and mark it out once you've done it,
Mm-hmm.
and then move forward. So definitely having like an overall kind of like a bird's eye view of what you need to get done, and how you're going to go about doing that. You want to
Mm-hmm.
be strategic.
True.
You want to have a set time frame too, like want to have this done by this time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I guess you could say it's like a goal, but you want to have it done by a certain time, because that gives you a little bit of pressure, because we need that to get things done. Or we
True.
might be lackadaisical and chilling, scratching with our
Yeah.
belly out on the couch or
Yeah.
whatever, because a lot of times we want to chill and all of that. So, but having goals set or a time frame to get it done, I think that's a definitely a good strategic way to use your time. And,
Yeah, for sure. No, I completely agree with you. You do want to time box things, and you want to have like some type of rigid structure. I'll say rigid structure in the way that like you just want to have like, all right, a goal in mind that you want to complete.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I've been working on this beat tape, man. I want to complete the beat tape really by the end of this week and have it like sent to the digital streaming platforms by the end of the week. But I'm giving myself, up until next week. But my main goal is to get it done this week. And so with that, it makes me, focus on like, all right, each and every day, what am I doing towards like making sure that this beat tape is progressing and becoming, to where I want it to be, eventually by the time I want to release it. And so with that, you got to be very, very disciplined and, mentally focused. And, of course, I say the difficulty for me would be like the fact of like me motivating myself to make sure that I stay to my schedule. Like for some reason, if somebody else give me like a deadline to do something, I can do it. Like, with this podcast, I make sure that, we have it up on Wednesdays. It may not be at 10 o'clock. I'm trying to become better at that. I think last week I was on time. Yeah, last week I was on time. I was before time actually. But but sometimes for some reason I just end up like with somebody else telling me to do something or have a deadline given to me by somebody else, I'm able to do it. But whenever I give myself a deadline, I kind of just bullshit it and not really stick to that deadline. So with that, I had to like learn some things about myself and do some self discovery. Like, all right, why do I want to keep my own word to myself? Why do I not feel like my word is valuable enough to keep to itself? And so with that, that's been like a process within itself where I'm like, you know what, F it. I need to push most things to the side and focus on making sure that I keep my word to myself. Like whenever I want to release something, I'm going to release it at that time, and I'm gonna stick to my word. And so, with that, I'm not sure how that kind of, relate to time management, but I just felt in my spirit right now at this very moment to say what I just said.
No,
But yeah,
I think it does a lot, man, because I was checking this one guy out on YouTube, and he said like, that how we pretty much hold ourselves accountable. Like if we say we're going to get something done and we do it, then we have a lot better respect for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like we not trust, but I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. But pretty much we honor ourselves by doing what we say we're going to do, and when we don't, then we kind of look at ourselves and it can make a person depressed in
True.
that type of
Facts.
situation. You
Facts.
know what I'm saying? Like where you don't come through with yourself, like your own goals, your own like, I want to get this done by this date and all that, and then you let it pass. Then you look at yourself, and then you're not holding yourself accountable. So that can have a negative effect, especially on time management and just life in general, man. So.
no, it's funny you say that because I was listening to this audiobook. I can't remember the name of the author, but the name of the book is like 6 months or make six figures in 6 months or something like that. It's on Audible. But anyway, he talked about that in the book where like how it is very important to do what you say you're going to do. Like for instance, like you have a goal to go to the gym 5 days a week. You need to, will yourself no matter how you feel, because the fact that, let's say, I'll say today, I use that as a good example. Like today, this morning, the reason why we were recording this podcast later than usual is because I needed to go to the gym. Like even if it wasn't for my full like hour and 30 minutes that I usually do, I went there for 30 minutes because I knew that it was very important for myself because I wanted to make sure that I at least go to the gym like 5 times a week so I can get my, energy up and so I can get, make sure that, I get my exercise, which is very important to me and my creativity, I would say. But yeah, it's very important to just keep your word to yourself and make sure that, you put your word as like one of the most important things for yourself and that you live by it, die by it. It's kind of like very dramatic, of course, but that's a good saying, I would say. But
most
yeah.
definitely. And yeah, that's what it boils down to, man. Is you gotta own up to what you want to handle, what you want to get done, and you got to step up and do it. Like a person in general, that's just with everything in life, and got to be committed because that half stepping or doing it like half foot in, half foot out,
Yeah.
that's not gonna get anything done.
No, it's
you
not.
know?
It's not, man. Because that's one of the things I would say for sure I realized during this journey of leaving corporate America is that it's not wise to spread yourself thin by doing a lot of things. It's very important to just focus on one thing and just do it and rock with it and figure out how you can make things work with that one thing. Like for sure, in music production, I was kind of like very concerned about getting into music production fully because the money doesn't appear to be very immediate in that field. However, whenever I do other things, I'm not really as fulfilled. I'm not fulfilled when I do photography like 100%. I'm not fulfilled when I do like just a cooking show with wifey, 100%. Or even with the podcast, 100%. I need the music production element as a good solid baseline to make me feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure out where I was going with that. But dang, man, my mind just all crazy right now. Where was I going with that? I think the point I was just trying to make is that just make sure, of course, I know there's like a deviation from the time management topic, but I think it's very important that make sure that, that you don't ever try to spread yourself thin when doing things. You get that tip because it's not worth it because you're not gonna really like you want to make sure that you do things that you feel fulfilled from doing, right? And so that will basically overall help you feel better about what you're doing. And the thing is, when you put those important things in front, like you're more likely to stick to your word whenever you want to do something. There you go, I try to tie it back. So
Most
yeah,
definitely, yeah.
whenever you do something like you really put your heart into that you really love, like you want to do each and every day, you will make ways to make sure that you stick by your word and stick to your word and make sure that you, whatever you have a deadline, that you'll stick to that deadline. Like, for instance, I love, as you can see, I love music production. I love music in general. And so I I'm going to make music work. And so with this music, how I'm going to make this music work, I'm going to make sure I put out these projects on a consistent basis. And that's above everything, Of course, not above family and stuff like that, but you get my point.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You like with what you love, what's your passion, that thing that makes you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
That's why journaling or tasking out, that's what I call it.
That's true.
Where you have, a designated time for that. You need a designated time every day for it. I know we say we have schedules and things that we want to do on certain times, and it doesn't work out exactly as we plan it, but having that in place, then you can go to plan B or you can push it a little bit later. But that's real important for time management and to get things done, accomplishing goals, because that's why you want to manage your time well, so that you can get things done, and within that time that you had, you used it in the right way. It was you managed it and it was a good use of the time, and you completed some things, and it propels you forward to be a better you, improve yourself. That's what it's all about.
Improving yourself.
For sure.
Make sure you do it, each and every day. That's what I try to do. I try to make sure each day I improve myself. And because, I say I try to, make sure I improve each and every day, mainly because I believe that over a certain amount of time, it's going to compound up into me becoming a certain person at, the distant future. If you get what I'm saying. I would say like with time management, I'm not as rigid as I need to be, like in regards to like being like super duper strict schedule, but I do have a routine, which I believe is very important. So let's say, if, I know people out there are maybe struggling with, getting into time management, but I'll say first start out with a routine. Like my routine for sure is like I get up, say a prayer, I try to say a prayer. I'll say that. I try to say a prayer, and then for sure though, I end up going to the gym like as one of the first things I do in the morning. And I come back from the gym, get hit my smoothie up, take my shower and everything, and then I end up like either listening to something that will help me in my music production world, or I'll just go dig straight into like beat making. Like for instance, I'll just like maybe come back from the gym and I'll listen to the Joe Budden podcast, and Joe Budden podcast helps give me information about what's going on in the industry currently from his perspective, because I believe he has a very important perspective. Or I may go look at some producer videos or some producer interviews and like learn some tips and tricks about like what tools they use to make sure that their beats are more fire. And I think that's another element of time management if you're not thinking about like the super rigid part of it, like making sure that you spend each and every moment in your day doing something of benefit to you. I think that's very important. I would say.
And like you said, it doesn't have to start out like with a huge a change or where you're doing so many different tasks in one day, just starting out. And to gather it and get control of it, of your days and all that, you should start out maybe small, like with a couple of tasks. Just complete them though. You want to start where you can start at a place where you can get some things completed, like get it done, and that'll build up your confidence in yourself, and you know what I'm saying, that you can get things done, and then have maybe like 5 tasks or many more tasks, but
That's
start
true.
out with just one.
Yeah.
And once you get that groove, the routine going, then you ramp it up.
I think that's very genius what you just said, because what you want to do, you want to build up that momentum.
Right.
And then once you get that momentum going, you're like, all right. Real life example would be me and my music production and me cranking out these beat tapes. So my plan is to, start with these beat tapes and crank out beat tapes as much as possible and get into a rhythm with that. Then once I kind of get in that rhythm, that cycle, just like, in running, once you get into that stride, all right, now let me incorporate more things into this creative atmosphere. But first, I want to solidify my foundation, which is my beat production, and making sure that my beat rhythm is on point. And so, yeah man, you want to start, first you just want to start in general.
Right.
Then,
Yeah.
complete tasks here and there, minor tasks, and don't beat yourself up too hard. But over time, you will eventually develop a momentum and then be able to take on more things. And so, so you can be more effective in that room, I would say.
For sure, man. And time, people don't realize that's like one of the most important things in life, because you can't get it back. That last second or when we started the podcast, we can't get it back, and we got it going now. So it's, it's in the cloud or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's out there for people to see in the future and all that. But you can't, if we wouldn't have did this today, we couldn't have got the time back.
Exactly.
Not doing it, you know what I'm saying?
The weirdest thing is, like, I didn't really start to appreciate time fully until I left my job. Because like when you go to a job each and every day, days kind of end up blending together really fast. Like, because you're like, from my experience, I wasn't really feeling my job. I saw hating it each and every day, so every day was like a blur. I didn't really want to give it too much mental attention to myself. But anyway. But now, like, since I'm out the job and I gotta get it, for the family and everything, like, so I take like each and every second, every minute. I don't take it for granted, and I make sure that I'm as effective and as efficient as possible, because time's running. Like, as time go by, I'm losing money basically, and so it's just a funny thing that like, I'm way more appreciative of time now, and way more appreciative of how I spend my time and making sure that I do something that's effective and efficient. So like, my whole NBA 2K phase is done. It's a wrap for that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really do too much time wasting with that. Maybe I play 2 games here and there, but then I get back to it and crank out these beats, because time is running for sure.
Yeah, that's why the structure of the workforce or whatever, that you get paid for, 40 hours a week and all of that, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't benefit us, because over time, those 40 hours a week and all that accumulates to so much.
Yeah.
And, you've seen how how it was broken down, like where it said like from our 20s to like our 60s, how much time we spent working. I saw it on some clip.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was a lot.
No, I ain't, because you just saying that just made me think about like how much I realized about my household just from leaving my job. How I realized that wifey wasn't really happy with her job and her gig, and she's trying to figure out her way of how she can feel more fulfilled in life and everything. And then the fact that now that I'm not on corporate America's tab, or I'm not there, I'm able to actually spend more time with my family members and my wifey, of course, and then learn more about her and what she wants and what she likes and what she desires and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that helps us, become closer for sure. Like, it's kind of crazy because I know some couples can't be around each other for like 5 minutes, but we can be around each other for like days and stuff like that and not really have any issues or have any beef or stuff like that. But the thing is, I'm able to spend more time with my family so I can get to see what she wants. And that, of course, help motivate me whenever I see her like struggling with work. I'm like, all right, I gotta get it for sure, so she can get off that corporate plantation and rock with your boy. And so, yeah, man, time management. I know we kind of like did like some tangents, but you get the point that time management is very important is in regards to if you want to become successful in life. So yeah, you want to make sure that you manage your time as much as possible.
Most definitely. And yeah, I mean, that's what it boils down to is your time is something that's priceless.
Yeah.
It's something that is
You can't buy time, man.
right, and but everybody has the same amount of time
24
like in a
hours.
day.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to map it out and you want to use that to the extreme or the most that you can to get the most out of it and that will benefit you, your family, and the world. Like with your gift, you should be honing your gift. You
Yep.
should be stepping your game up and pushing yourself. Like, accept the challenge. Like, it's a challenge. It's not going to be easy to put in the work, to use your time wisely. All these things that, we talk about in the podcast and stuff is something that you have to be conscious of.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work at and, put it all together, being committed, being consistent, setting goals for yourself, managing your time. All of these things, you got to combine them together, and it has to be a conscious effort, and you have to go and get it because it's not going to be easy,
No.
but it's worth it in the end,
Absolutely. It just made me think about like how so I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna even word this, but this thought. So
Get it out.
yeah, I'm trying to figure out. All right, so I think it's funny with corporate America that like I said earlier, that I feel like I wasn't really being as efficient and effective with my time when I was at corporate America. And then honestly, I forgot my whole point I was going to make. I had the point, but I lost the
You
point.
just dropping bombs on corporate
Yeah,
America.
no. Hey, you work corporate America and it works for you, man. Salute. I salute you. You guys are better. You are way better than me. I salute you guys who work corporate America. But however, it just wasn't for me, and I feel like I'm 100% a better person after I left corporate America. I feel like I'm me, and I was able to like really learn myself, just being away from corporate America and not playing that game, because with corporate America you have to play the game, and I'm not really cool with that. So
And it's good, like like you said, it may be good for some people, and it also for a period of time, like starting out our careers or whatever, we may need that.
Oh, yeah.
For structure to see how some other structure works,
Yeah.
and then how we can maneuver it to our own, and how we want our own structure, our own business plans, our own achievement for finances and all that, starting our own thing. And so a corporate job and starting at the bottom, the mailroom, whatever it may be, is a good thing, because you're not going to start at the top. I mean,
Yeah.
and if you do, you've been blessed with some, out of this world knowledge or whatever it may be, but working your way up is a way to really sustain success once you get it, because from the ground up, you've been through the hard times and all
that's
that.
true.
So.
No, yeah, I can't front. Like, I'll say this. All right, so part of this won't seem like a whole bash against corporate America from my perspective. I'll say this: I did learn quite a bit from corporate America, like for sure, like how to actually write properly, how to write well. Got that from corporate America. How to have things organized with my beats and stuff like that. I have my beats organized in a way it's very similar to how I had stuff organized with corporate America, and to make sure that I meet my goals. Tons of things I got from corporate America. Most importantly was like the finances I got from corporate America that allowed me to be in this current position. So shout out to corporate America for that. And but yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. My bad. So all right, quickly. that was funny. Like, so after leaving corporate America, like, it was like the biggest not the biggest struggle, but it was like the most weirdest time because, all right, I leave corporate America now, I have all this time, right? And then I was like super confused as to like what I would do with my time, like, or what I should do with my time. Like, I would spend a lot of time like wasting, like just doing like my time wasting habits that I developed from working at corporate America, like just a bunch of YouTubing, a bunch of gaming, a bunch of movies, a bunch of TV shows, just a bunch of nothing. And it took me a while to actually break out of that and then be like, all right, okay, you need to focus and like really develop some type of structure to your days. And so that's where working out came from, where I started to just work out. And then that was like one part of the element of me building my routine. And then the Creative Masterminds podcast was the second element that helped me create a routine. Then I started beat production. Then now that's helped me create more of a routine as well. So yeah, man, I guess I say all that to say that, if you're a person who has just left corporate America and you're struggling, it's okay. It's part of the game. I'll say kind of live it up for a little bit, like maybe a month or two, whatever. That's what I did. But then get back to it and get focused and try to develop some structure to your day. By doing one thing here and there, and then, like I said, I started with gym, then I did the Creative Mastermind podcast, and now music. Just start with little small things to build up your routine and get to a rhythm, and then add things to it so you can make sure that you're being as effective and efficient as possible. Yep.
Most definitely, and improve yourself. Read books.
All the time.
Do everything you can to obtain more knowledge, especially in that area that you are starting a business or whatever it may be. You need to acquire more knowledge and seek that. Be hungry for that hunger and go after that and attack. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get it, you know what I'm saying, you should be fighting for it, pretty much is what I'm trying to say. Fighting for that knowledge and fighting for the wisdom, because that'll help you once the opportunity comes. If you've been, packing up all this knowledge and learning all this, when the opportunity arises and you have the chance of breaking out or whatever it may be, then you'll be ready. So, definitely use time to prepare yourself for what opportunity you may want, because it will come eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Creative Masterminds podcast.
Yeah.
Fire podcast, episode 23.
We started out a little rough, but we got to go.
We got to go. Hey man, hey, you can tell we just speaking straight from the dome.
Yeah.
Strictly from the dome and from the heart for sure. And so yeah, man, we just like trying to give you guys guidance, as much guidance as possible, as much as we know. And of course, if we learn something new, we will tell you guys.
We live this. We live this.
For sure.
Straight up.
Creative Masterminds podcast. Cass, go ahead and give out your socials. It's gonna be a very quick and succinct show. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. CAS_THRIVE on Instagram. I was about to say IG, Instagram. So Cass Thrive, and the Boxing Bell also on IG, and that's it right now.
You can find me at SeanBreeze.com. Okay. Sean Breeze, Instagram, OG Sean Breeze, Twitter, Facebook, Creative Masterminds on Instagram, The Creative Masterminds on Instagram, The Creative Masterminds on Facebook. And yeah, just search the Creative Masterminds podcast and you'll find us. We're on SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, IG, all that. And so yeah, just follow us and follow the movement, man. We about to you're going to see.
Take it to another level. Believe that.
You're going to see. So with that said, this has been the 23rd episode of the Creative Mastermind podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Jordan.
LBJ. Peace.